Yeah, you look at Jacksonville State, it was really a tale of two halves. I was very pleased how we came out. I thought we definitely played with good fire, good energy, did a good job against the run, containing Rock Preston, especially in the first half. Passing game wise, I was very pleased. We gave up one 80-yard play because of eye discipline by my young safety, Brandon Tillman. So at halftime, you felt really good. You just knew they were going to come out with something we probably haven't seen, and they did that, did a good job of their adjustments. And I think in the second half, it really boiled down to four explosive plays that allowed them to keep the momentum. And it really started in the start of the second half with the drive that they had that led to a touchdown. I challenged our young men to make sure that we get off the field. We did not get that accomplished, and I think that definitely gave them the momentum. But I thought we played hard. I was very pleased as I watched the film of the effort. In comparison to 2016 season, I really felt like we belonged on the field. We could play with them. Our young men had a great look in their eyes. We just got to get back to the drawing board, clean up really eye discipline. That's where we're at right now, especially in the back end, because it was an assignment bust. Two critical plays. I told Coach Gill it was two critical plays. The bad eyes in the first half that led to a touchdown where it could have been 3-3 going into halftime. And then the third down where we had miscommunication really by my two sophomore, one corner and one safety didn't get the call when we had a lookie. And they did not look back to the sideline, and that led to the third down explosive pass. So those things are correctable, but I really feel good at the energy and the level of play that we're producing right now as our young men continue to mature. In talking about St. Francis, the very good football team we got coming in here. I've been real pleased and just with their execution. You watch their three games. They run the ball hard. They're going to want to run the ball. The quarterback is a transfer from Houston, Fenimore. He's very accurate, kind of reminds me of Lawson Page when it comes to being able to manage and have good composure as a quarterback. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. The running back runs hard. And so I know our young men, we know we have a challenge in front of us, but I think we're excited to get back on the field and represent our university. At this time, I'll take any questions.
Coach, what's Jimmy Fox giving you out there at cornerback with some increased playing time over the last couple of weeks?
Well, he's coming along. He's building our confidence in him. He's a student of the game. He's been studying film. He was even on the sideline. It wasn't nagging me, but I appreciate it. He was telling me what the receivers getting ready to do. Hey, Coach, watch the splits. Coach, here it comes. Here comes the slant. And I'm trying to give signals. I'm trying to, Coach, you may want to think about this. So I'm very excited to see where he's come from as a freshman that really didn't understand as much football. But Coach Roberts has done a great job to where now he's giving me hints of what to expect. And I think that shows the maturity of him. And, he still has to improve on some technique things, but his love for the game is growing and growing, and that's fun to see.
With Ralph Ruson's injury, you have Mason Walk now entering the two deep. As a walk-on true freshman, what has he shown that to give him an opportunity to crack that top 8 for the defensive line?
He made the top 8. He got in there. He made the top 8. I mean, we all know that right now, D-line, we're a little light when it comes to our numbers. It's probably the first year that we've had to endure really our starters playing as many snaps as they played. As I look at the play count, our guys are probably already more than halfway in the season in comparison to where we would be normally with our depth. And so, losing Ralph Rusin is definitely a blow to us. But like I always say, I believe so much in Coach Singletary and what he does. And, he'll have Mason Walk ready to play. He'll be able to execute the calls that we implement this week. And definitely excited to see how our unit as a whole responds because, of course, losing a guy like Ralph, he was making such great strides, such great gains in his knowledge of the game. But, we'll find a way. It's next man up, and we'll get it done.
Where do you feel like they can hurt you the most, through the air or on the ground?
Really, both. I mean, like I said, you watch some of the schemes that they do. They do a good job. If you're not careful, you'll get outflanked, and you can be a man down. And so if you try to cover the pass, you may be short in the run game. And then if you try to bring more to the box, they have some tall receivers that have proven that if they can get behind you, they can utilize their height to their advantage, and you'll find yourself giving up an explosive play. So it's really going to be a chess match when it comes to the what do we think? Is it going to be run or is it going to be pass? You know, Coach Bookbarn and Coach Roberts do a great job in the box of giving me information. But we know schematically we're going to have to put together a plan that allows us to be in the right place at the right time.
Their quarterback, Fenimore, after 3 years or so of not having any live game action, now you got 3 games of film on him. What have you seen out of him? What type of challenges does he present?
Well, he's a smart young man, and he goes through his progression reads. You know, a lot of times you face a quarterback, especially his first time playing a lot of snaps, they look at where they're going to throw the ball. But he doesn't do that. He does a great job of going through his progression, making you think he's going to go to his left. He hitches on time, throws the ball to his right. And so it's not too many guessing games you can play with him because he will hurt you. And so they've done a good job with him and developing him while they've had him. And so we know, like I said, we're going to have to do a lot of things, multiple coverages. We're going to have to take some opportunities to make sure we don't allow him to start fast. Because you watch the first 3 games, when he starts fast and he gets in a rhythm, he can have great composure in the pocket to where you bring pressure, it doesn't overwhelm him. But if we're able to confuse him a little bit early, we're going to really rely on our great crowd with the fan noise and everything to try to hopefully make him feel uncomfortable.
What types of personnel do they like to use? What types of personnel? What types of, formations are they trying to think, Alan?
You know, they remind me of Bryant. Remember we played Bryant here in 2014, and they really want to be smash mouth. They want to control the game. But like I said, they've done a great job in recruiting and talking with Coach Roberts, because I guess they were here in 2010, and during that time they didn't have the personnel talent like they have now. So they want to be smash mouth, but with the receivers that they have, they know that they can do the play action pass and be very successful and explosive. And so I think, just like any program of that nature, they're going to want to run the ball, want to try to control the ball, time, especially with how explosive our offense can be. And but we got to do a great job of making sure our eye discipline doesn't get us embarrassed to where we start the run, we get very aggressive, and then boom, here goes one over our head, and then they score a touchdown. So that's going to be the challenge to our young men this week.